I found something interesting that I wanted to share with all of you guys. Yesterday, I watched the latest episode from the Behind the Diary by Stephen Barner, and then he was talking about how leaders appear unfazed even in the face of adversity. They appear not to be moved or shaken by the fear of happiness.
The great leaders that I've worked with over the last 15 years that I've employed or that I've met have this unbelievable ability to appear to be just completely unflinching in the face of like the most horrific news.
And then it struck me in an interesting way because I think this is one of those instances where the success paradox is very prevalent. So these people, they succeed, and then they they get their explanations twisted. Don't get me wrong, some of their explanations of how to get there are pretty spot on, but it's like they have forgotten some of the real in the mud work that they did. So I have taken it upon myself to explain why it appears that leaders are fearless, or they are truly fearless, but how do they achieve that? How were they able to do that? One of the things that strikes me very profoundly when it comes to this is that how to achieve fearlessness, or how to achieve that level of unfazedness when it comes to pressure situations and not being afraid, is focus. I just realized that my camera angle wasn't the best. I've adjusted it. I hope this is better. Yeah, so focus is the singularity of fear. When you fear so much, there is a point to which you get that you fear no more. That's when you have achieved focus. Focus is a luxury you can enjoy once your fear reaches a diminishing return. Especially in this day and age, where in the age of AI, social media, and tech, there's always a new thing. When you lack the discipline to focus, is when you are is the most prevalent symptom of lack of focus or fear. So your inability to focus is a big symptom that you fear that you might miss out on a big opportunity. And then if you have read my newsletter, you would come to know that, or you would know that fear not only pushes people to take action in the wrong direction, but also fear can make you paralyzed. It will keep you from taking action at all. Like it will there is this kind of deception that comes with fear. Instead of the person to go, okay, or the person to recognize that, okay, I'm fearful at this point, I am feeling fear, they would say, oh no, I haven't really decided yet, I am trying to whatever. Like that's the way the human brain works. It doesn't admit, okay, it shields. Just the fear of missing out does a lot to your brain than even sugar, I think. So um, now that we've recognized that fear is what's keeping you from doing and achieving, um, let's try and reduce that fear, or let's try and even destroy it. Okay. So one thing, or one hack that I find very useful. Excuse the noise in the background. I just finished my run. I am quite by the roadside, so excuse the noise. So now that we have recognized that fear as what's causing your insecurity, your anxiety, and that's what is stopping you from doing and achieving. Let's try and reduce that fear, or even let's try and obliterate it. Let's try and remove it from there. So one thing that I found to be helpful, and then I find a lot of people who make this mistake, like most people make this mistake, and that is to focus on your position rather than your trend line. To focus on your position rather than your trend line. So what people do is that they focus on where they are right now currently. They focus their energy on that, and then they lose sleep over that. They lose sleep over the fact that they are not where they are, because for everybody almost there is a place where you want to be, and then there is a place where you are right now, and then most often than not, and then most definitely it should be that where you are is definitely not where you want to be, right? There's definitely a level higher where you want to be, and that's totally fine. That's very okay, and then that's pretty much the story of everybody. Even billionaires, they want to achieve more. So usually everyone is below where they want to be. So why are you worried? So what's important is to focus on your trend line, okay? Because what that does, focusing on your position rather than your trend line, what it does is it pushes a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety, and a lot of fear in you. So focusing on your trend line rather than your position, I believe that is a little more telling of where you are going to end up in 1 year from now, 10 years from now, or 5 years from now. Focusing on that trend line. The trend line is more telling of where you would be, or the trend line is more predictive, or it can tell us more easily where you would be in 1 year from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, more than your position. Your position can't give us a lot of information. The information that your position can give us is exactly what it's giving already, which is where you are right now. But your trend line has the ability to tell us that, okay, based on what you are doing right now, and then where you come from, this is where we see you to be, this is where you could be. So focusing on your position rather than your trend line is going to do you harm than good.